What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about something extremely interesting found in a recent poster for Across the Spider-Verse, and that is the Insomniac Spider-Man having web wings. Now, this is making its wave on Twitter, and I agree. I think it should make a wave, and it should be a really big deal. And this really shows me two different things. Number one, the continued connection between the game and then Across the Spider-Verse. Now, probably obvious because, Spider-Man just in general, but the idea of a multiverse continues to get brought up. I'm actually going to have a video on that over the coming days, but you have a connection, and you have, well, maybe they have waited purposely for the movie to get closer and closer, right? With the movie coming out in June, we'll probably end up seeing Marvel Spider-Man 2 over the next, do you want to give it a date, 2, 3, 4 weeks, let's say, right? So maybe they did it on purpose. Maybe they waited. Maybe they could have shown off this game a lot earlier, but they wanted to wait right up until the movie came out. So that's one thing, a little bit smaller and maybe more of a reach. So the second thing is, I think, the biggest thing, which is the web wings, right? Now, this is only in one of the posters. The other poster has kind of the more generic, which still looks really good. I'm not saying it's bad, but the box cover for Spider-Man, it's more of like that pose of him. Whereas this one, all new, firstly, and secondly, he has a web wing, which is obviously different than the first picture. So I'm going to take the leap of faith, and you're welcome to do it with me, or, wait to see if I land, safely. I think it's going to be in the game. I honestly, here's why I actually think my first point is kind of important, is something like this may have been kind of planned ahead of time, right? Where you're having this movie game connection, and maybe you're going to find some stuff out, or maybe we already kind of have found some stuff out as it's gotten closer. Maybe that's why they have waited. So maybe there is more to it, but the idea that this Spider-Man in this poster has it, and that is Insomniac Spider-Man, I think that's not full-on confirmation. Obviously, they haven't announced it, but I think that's about as close as you're going to get to it actually happening. It makes a ton of sense from a gameplay perspective, right? Because now you're going to have the incredible swinging mechanics that you had in the first game, and which built upon, by the way, in Sunset Overdrive, heavily underrated. And then now you'll be able to glide. So I think it's going to be a blast to play. I can see it in my head working. I'm sure Insomniac has put that into an actual game. I just don't see why you would have him in this poster have it and then not in the game, unless this is taking place after. It just doesn't make too much sense to me. And this is something that I honestly could imagine, well, if it is such a big detail, which it probably is, right? A new way of getting from point A to point B in an open world game where web swinging is a primary thing about it. I think this would be shown the next time we see it. So if we do get some sort of gameplay, which they did for the 2018 Spider-Man, right? We got a couple different gameplay chunks where we got Peter swinging in the streets. I like to play that video actually in my videos, right? So we've had that. We've had kind of fighting scenes. We've had a little bit of cut scenes before. So that's not new in any way. I think that's what we'll get this time around. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we get closer. But, are we going to have web wings? I think it adds that extra dynamic to traversal in the game. And then also, I don't think you'd have it in this poster if it wasn't going to make its way in the game. Otherwise, you'll have too many questions. Why is it in the poster, but it's not in the game? Why did you put it on this specific Spider-Man? Right? I mean, you could have picked any of them, right? But you picked this one, the Insomniac game one. So I think obviously that means something. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.